What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the ADREAMfishing channel. I know it's been a while since I had some uploads for you guys, but fishing's been a little difficult. Been having all this rain, a little hot outside and everything like that. But I wanted to give you guys a video of what I use in hotter weather when the weather starts getting a little warmer outside. Clear water conditions, muddy water conditions, stuff like that. One thing I love to use is a wacky rig worm. And what I've been using lately has been, this is one by Gary Yamamoto. It's a, the color is scratched off of it, but it's just a red Senko with red flake in it. Been using that a lot lately. It's been working really good for me. Also, this is a plum color Senko. I think it's by Yum. It's just a plum color with some silver flake in it. Been using that a lot. Caught a lot of fish on that, especially in muddy water. I know it's a little pale, but it's been working really well for me in muddy water. Another good wacky rig bait that I've been using and I've caught a bunch of fish on lately also has been a fluke tail stick bait. This is a watermelon red, I want to say. That's one color I love to use. It's one of my favorite colors. If I'm using Texas rig, if I'm using the shaky head, the worm on it, I almost always am using a watermelon red, watermelon green, watermelon seed. But lately, using a wacky rig, I've been using this right here. Love this color, and just actually learned about these baits this year. Started fishing them Texas rig, caught a good amount of fish. Then I start hooking them wacky rig, and it's been working really good for me. Muddy water conditions, I also like to use a little bit darker color. This is a black and blue. Name is actually blueberry, but it's just a black and blue fork tail. Fluke tail. Been hooking that on my wacky rig combos also. And I want to show you guys, if you guys don't use O-rings, I would definitely suggest you start. It will save you a lot of money. It doesn't allow your worms to rip as much as they do when you regularly hook them wacky rig through the middle of the worm. The fish bites, it starts to do head shakes, jump and everything, starts to rip your worm up. With the O-ring, just put your Senko through this little hole right here, slide the O-ring on, and then you put the hook through the O-ring. Fish bites it, starts going crazy. O-ring just slides up the line. You usually save a lot of money. You save a lot of lures that way too. You know, I also like to use, especially in hot weather, I like to use frogs. I love top water when the sun is out early in the morning. You know, use your basic frogs. I think this is from Strike King, white bottom, you know, basic frog. I like to use either white bottom, bright yellow chartreuse bottom, or either all black frog, just depending on the water clarity and weather conditions. And you see me catch a couple of fish in my videos with the spinner bait. I love spinner baits. You know, it's an old school bait. It never fails. You know, in muddy water, you want to use a brighter color, maybe a Colorado blade, which is the circular blade. Gives more of a thump. You know, the brighter color allows the fish to see it better. Clear water conditions, you want to use something, you know, more realistic, more natural color, like a shad color. Probably want to use a willow leaf just because the formation of it looks more like a shad. Doesn't really matter. I don't really think it matters the color of the blade. I like to use gold in muddy water and maybe the silver color in clear conditions. But that's just a quick rundown of stuff I like to use in summertime. You know, hot weather, clear water, muddy water conditions. Definitely gonna keep grinding, keep fishing. Have maybe a couple more uploads for you guys on the boat coming soon. If you guys are like me, then you know how important it is to always organize your fishing tackle, depending on the time of the year, what's been working best for you, what colors you've been using most. You know, making sure all your rods are ready for the next fishing trip. Decals, the logo came in, turned out great. And number one rule never let anybody say that you have too much fishing tackle, because there's no such thing as having too much fishing tackle. It is impossible to have too much fishing tackle. Everything that you see will or has been used at least once. If it didn't work out, just got to keep it anyway, just in case you want to try it out again. And I've never been the type to, or I've never been the guy that would buy stuff based on what other people were using. You know, I had a lot of hand-me-down stuff from my uncle and from my dad. Learned a lot about fishing from those two, but you know, I always bought what I could afford, things that I could use to better my craft. Yes, I got tips and stuff from watching people on TV, but I knew I couldn't, at least right now, I can't afford the stuff that they use. So I've always bought stuff I could afford, bought stuff that's up to date, bought lures that I know worked for me, that I caught some of my biggest fish on, or what I caught a lot of fish on. But majority of the time, it's just about getting out there on the water and enjoying it, especially if you're like me, that has the love for fishing. Just like going out there, being on the water, you know, spending time with friends, family, and then, you know, catching fish. I'll switch it up a little bit. Using the watermelon red fluke tail. See how it is. Nothing big. Second one for the day. Pretty bad. It's nice and dark from being up on those lily pads. A little bit active. What I'm doing is just reeling it through the lily pads and letting it fall off the edge of them. Letting it sink, giving it a couple of jerks. And the wind's blowing a little bit. This line's a little light, so it's blowing my line, so it's also making the worm move a little bit, but another one on the frog. Nothing big. Pretty black bass. Being in this dark water. Oh. Oh shit. Ouch. What a year. Nice black bass. Being up under these lily pads and everything. Pretty sure this is a Strike King frog.